As the old saying goes, there are two things that are certain in life, and those are death and taxes. And my friends, we're going to talk about the lesser of two evils on that today and focus on taxes. I have a lot of people moving to Arkansas and they ask me, Anthony, what do the taxes look like there? And I have to say, well, what are we talking about? Property, sales, income, franchise tax? What is it that you're wanting to know specifically more about? So here I am providing a video to you, my friend, and hopefully to give you some general information to answer some of those questions for you, and of course provide you some resources that you can go and look up your specific situation or maybe even specific properties that you're looking to purchase when moving to Arkansas. As you may have already guessed, I am not a CPA, I am not a tax advisor. I'm a local real estate professional helping to provide answers to questions that I get on a regular basis. Let's break it down first. Why do we pay taxes in the first place? Taxes are a revenue source for local, state, and federal government to be able to provide goods and services to the community in which they serve. So police officers, roadways, schools, and the such, because the individual, let's say me, I couldn't provide that school on my own, that service to my family. So a revenue source, we pay those taxes for the city, the government to be able to provide those services to the general public. Today, we're going to focus on sales tax, income tax, as well as personal property and property taxes, with some ancillary taxes in there that you probably want to watch out for or may be of interest to you. Our first topic of sales tax. Arkansas has a 6.5% sales tax that is statewide. This first chart that you're looking at right now shows you that Arkansas is one of the highest states in the country in regards to sales tax. Here locally in Bentonville, we of course have the 6.5% state tax. Benton County has a 1% tax, and Bentonville, the city, has a 2% tax. So we're looking at 9.5% on sales tax. So you go down to the store and you want to buy a new shirt, or you're buying a car or what have you, you're going to be looking close to 10% on whatever your purchase is here in Benton County. We have the same kind of formula with 6.5% state tax. Washington County has a 1.25% county tax, and then depending on which city you're looking at, they have their specific city taxes as well. So they're very close in regards to Benton County, but considering that Northwest Arkansas is one of the highest priced sales tax areas in the entire state, keep that in mind as you're looking at cost of living. Something you may find of interest is that Arkansas every year does an Arkansas tax-free weekend. Usually lines up around the school calendar or just before school starts for school supplies, computers, electronics to be able to purchase with no state or local sales tax. If you're still an income earner and looking to move to Arkansas, you're going to want to know more about the state's personal income tax. We are not going to touch on the corporate franchise tax or corporate income tax. That's a whole other conversation if you're looking to move a business or start a business here in Arkansas. Of course, don't also forget about the federal income tax that you have to pay on a graduated scale, depending on your earned income, anywhere from 10% up to 37%. There are 8 states in the United States that have no state income tax, like Texas or Alaska. There are 9 states in the United States that have a flat state income tax, like Colorado. And then there are 33 states, Arkansas included, that has a graduated scale depending upon your earned income. What you're looking at right now is ArkansasEDC.com. This is a very useful website to help show specific tax breakdowns based off of your earned income. Of course, have that conversation with your CPA. Maybe you're not an income earner and you have retired. Congratulations, good on you. You might be receiving monies from Social Security, might be receiving monies from a 401k, an annuity, or maybe even IRA. That's definitely a conversation you need to have with your CPA, my friend. That's far beyond Anthony's knowledge to be able to give you any advice on that one whatsoever, as you may have to still pay federal taxes or Arkansas state taxes on those incomes as well. Something you might be interested to know if doing some estate planning is Arkansas has no taxes on inheritance or estate tax. Of course, the federal government has their exclusions as well. For an individual person, I believe it's just over 13 million, and for a married couple, I believe it's just over 25 million that's excluded from the federal government in regards to estate tax. One of the ancillary taxes I want to make sure that you understand as you're moving here, if you're looking to purchase a home, is Arkansas state deed tax. So when you're buying a home here in Arkansas, there is currently a $3.30 per $1,000 of sales value. Take a look at this chart. Say for instance, you're buying a $500,000 house. We divide 500,000 by 1,000, then multiply by 3.3 or $3.30 per thousand. That's $1,650 of state deed tax that's due. And typically here in Arkansas is split between the buyer and the seller. So again, on a $500,000 house, your state deed tax as a buyer is going to be around $825. I know this section isn't going to be for everyone, but I have to touch on it real quickly to help give some information. I have a lot of people looking to buy a second home here. They want to operate it as a short-term rental, an Airbnb, if you will. My friends, if you're looking to do that outside of your state deed tax, outside of your real estate property tax, you're going to pay a 6.5% state tax, a 1% Benton County tax, a 2% city tax, a 2% tourism tax, and a 2% lodging tax. That's 13.5% that is going to be taxed on your Airbnb. Of course, as you're figuring those things out, those are some of the costs that go into associated when you charge new guests to come stay at your property. Do you have a boat, a car, an airplane, or maybe even an RV that you're looking to register in the state of Arkansas? Well, to register those items, they might be on the lower side compared to what you're used to. Now, where we might make up the difference in that is every year that personal property gets assessed by the assessor's office, and you pay a personal property assessment fee on each one of those items. Now, granted, it's not thousands and thousands of dollars, but it is something that comes around every year. Go to bentoncountyar.gov if you're looking in Benton County, and of course, Washington County has their website, and so do other counties across Arkansas to help you understand the frequently asked questions. I know the one on Benton County's website is very comprehensive when it comes to frequently asked questions about personal property assessment, as well as business assessment and other types of assessments that you need to do year in and year out in Arkansas. It's a different process than you might feel or do in your current state. I would try to explain the calculation for you, but my friends, that's again another thing that's beyond Anthony's understanding. I'll let you go and talk with your CPA, and of course talk with the assessor's office to understand specifically how they came up with the assessed value on your personal property. Not to be confused with personal property tax on your boat, your car, your trailer, what have you, is real estate tax that you pay every year on your home and the land that you own beneath it. On average, Benton County collects 0.6% of a property's assessed fair market value. Now, granted, it's on average, each individual property is different based off of where it is. You know, if you're close to downtown Bentonville on the square, or if you're further away from the square, maybe 3 miles away, it's going to have a different market value, but two, a different assessed value based off of where it's located. Many states around the country make you pay real estate taxes based off of the purchase price of your home, where again, here in Arkansas, we pay it on the assessed value, which changes about every 3 to 5 years as property values increase. So when you're coming from somewhere else, don't think, hey, I'm paying 0.6% on the purchase price of whatever I buy in Arkansas. You could very well be paying the assessed price from 3 to 5 years ago. Getting a little vulnerable here, I live in a 4-bed, 4-bath, 3,600 square foot home in Centerton, Arkansas, which has a Bentonville address. That's a whole different story. But I'm going to show you what my tax bill will be for 2023. Showing you here all the way down at the bottom, you can see I've already assessed my property in 2023, and my taxes on my property are going to be $5,215.85. Something else you'll notice is I'm receiving a $425 tax credit on my personal property. So the home that I live in, I'm receiving a homestead tax credit of $425. Now, you can only receive that on one property. You cannot claim more than one property as your primary residence. That will reduce my estimated taxes with my credit down to $4,790.85. My friends, I have clients that are moving here from other states that are paying that per month on their property taxes. So they're like, I got to get out of here and come to Arkansas where the taxes are cheaper on real estate taxes. Are you over 65 and looking to buy real estate in Arkansas? Well, my friend, you can freeze the assessed value on your property. Like I'd mentioned earlier, assessments change about every 3 to 5 years in Benton County. Other counties may be different, but you can freeze the assessed value of your property. Now, granted, the county might change the millage rate in which they multiply your taxable responsibility, but you can freeze the assessed value, so not every 3 to 5 years does that valuation change. You can freeze that. Pretty cool. If you are a 100% permanent and disabled veteran, first of all, thank you so much for providing freedoms that many take for granted. You are exempt from paying personal property tax in Arkansas. I know taxes isn't the most fun conversation to have, but now you know a little bit more about what life is like in and around Bentonville. Thanks for watching.